Hi, welcome to your weekly messages from Spirit. Thank you for tuning in, for sharing this time with me. I'd have to say this is probably the favorite reading that I do all week long for the collective because I get to tap into the energies as a whole. In customary fashion, I'm going to be going into the Instagram inspiration for the week to motivate us for our spiritual journeys ahead. We are entering into eclipse season, and a beautiful full moon is on the horizon as well. My daughter and I went for a little drive last night and moon gazed, and it was so beautiful. Make sure you get out there and you welcome these energies in. There's powerful changes afoot. I feel like with the eclipse season, it's like we're just tripling down, right, on the energies as far as transformation, endings, new beginnings, wrapping up the healing work that we've been working on all year long. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's call Spirit in. I appreciate y'all being here and sharing this time with me. Thank you. And thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for the collective today. This message is for the week of September 16th through the 22nd. All right, so the first one that struck me, which really felt like it's setting the tone for the week, the person who is in tune with the universe becomes like a radio receiver through which the voice of the universe is transmitted. Erin Gunzelman. She's new to me. I was actually shopping with my daughter at the mall, and she was trying on clothes, and I took a minute, and then this woman came up, and she was in the middle of a stream, and she was talking about all the shifts, and I thought, well, that was pretty cool. She's like literally sitting on a chair in the middle of a creek. And so I was looking a little bit more on her page and found that quote, and I think it's really relevant to all of us. You know, some people feel as though they're not a channeler. You don't have to be channeling spirits from the other side to feel like you are channeling universal energies. Spirit is always talking to you, always. This is something that started with me at a very young age, and I thought everyone did this. And it's really a matter of, are you tuning into the frequency? Because when you do that, you have so much more assistance on your path. So remember that. Make sure you remember that this week as you go through anything, because some of us might be hit with some surprises. There could be unexpected conversations, unexpected things happening. That's always commonplace when we go through eclipses, you know? So just remember that. I think it will help. Now, this one was really cool. A message to truth seekers. Your goal is not to violently shake as many people as possible from what you perceive as their slumber. Your goal is to cultivate a personal core within you of unmovable steadfastness towards the higher path of truth and authenticity. The disheveled conspiracy theorist is the old paradigm. The grounded, connected, emotionally intelligent, and highly inspired individual who knows who they are and is on a mission to retrieve their gifts and step into creative self-actualization is where the real ones are headed. Joel Rafidi posted that. And I know that everyone tuning in today, you really identify with these messages. You are like a radio receiver transmitting the universal messages daily to help you on your path. And you are a true seeker. There's no more of that disheveled, let's like be in a state of fear. We now are grounded and connected and emotionally intelligent enough in our journeys to be inspired and creative and real. Okay? The right door won't open for you until you are the version of yourself that's supposed to walk through them. Wow. That's like a frequency right there that will take you back to an old version of yourself. Think about it. Women CEO sayings. That's the post. Women CEO sayings. I like that they were tapped into that frequency. It's true. The right door will not open for you until you are the version of yourself that's supposed to walk through them. That just says it all. Okay, the next one. First, know your worth. Second, control your emotions. Third, remain humble. Rachel Nieta. I hope I pronounced that right. That was another one. When we know our worth, we're able to control our emotions and the way we respond, not react, respond, correct? And then we remain humble. And then the last one. This one, I think, is where we're headed right now with the eclipse season and where we've been this year. There will be people in this life who will cut you open just to see what you are made of. Show them it is love. Donna Ashworth. Thank you, Donna, for that. There will be people in this life who will cut you open just to see what you're made of. Show them it is love. Ooh, that one hit. Oh, those just kind of came flying at me last night after we went moon gazing, and I hope you enjoyed those. All right, now let's go into the reading. I'll leave my glasses on just so these stay in focus for you all. I'm using the Familiar's Way. I am also pulling up from this deck for the mid-monthlies. It's that time every month where we are now speaking with the animal spirits and letting them guide us through our path and our journeys forward. Okay. I feel like the microphone's a little on top of me today, but we're just going to leave it there. Okay. Spirit, let's see the energies for the week ahead for the collective. Energies for the week ahead. I'm just going to pull back. How about that? Maybe that's a message right there. Pull back. Pull back from anything that you feel like you need to control, especially with those Instagram. Oh, my nose is starting to go bonkers, y'all. Ooh, okay. Interesting. That one to come out in reverse. We have the Magician with the zebra. Magic. So some of you are... Magic is moving through the stripes when we see the zebra. But since it's in reverse, there's something that isn't coming to fruition the way you expected. And that's the thing. Some people might have doors shutting in a situation, and it could be something that you thought might have really been a long-term connection or a long-term situation. I don't want anyone to be alarmed. I think that when doors close, it means other doors are supposed to open, okay, as a result. It's just not the door you expected or intended sometimes. There's a larger plan. Let's keep going. I feel like there's a lot more messages that want to come through. And then we have the buffalo. It's interesting. I actually saw last night while my feed was rolling, and I saw a herd of buffalo migrating. I don't know. I don't think it was this time of year. I could be, wrong about that. I didn't notice the date or the timestamp of when these buffalo were migrating, but they were crossing a well-known traveled path in Yellowstone National Park in the U.S., and they were so beautiful. They had their baby calves with them as well. So this is about legacy and protecting what's yours, protecting your family, keeping them in mind at all times. Both your blood family and the one you create. Doesn't have to be the family of your origin, okay? It could be the family that you actually are creating in this life. Friends, right? Friends that you call family, and for those of you who have children. Interesting. Let's keep going. But the buffalo is really pay attention to the long-term plan. And I want to get some clarity on this Magician. Okay, that's upright. Temperance. Whatever's not coming to fruition right now, that's not manifesting as quickly as you want it to. It's interesting that the right door won't open for you until you're the version of yourself that's supposed to walk through them. So for those of us who feel like we haven't quite yet walked through that new beginning, and we're shedding and shedding and shedding, you're like, how much more am I have to shed, right? I'm down to my skivvies here. It's like, what's going on? It's like, Spirit is saying, just keep holding the faith. This is the long-term plan as a collective as well, as we are ascending. Interesting. There's almost like a pause going on for a lot of people, or things just keep directing you to slow down, right? And come into balance between your inner world and your outer world. And there we have the beautiful swans. This is about moving through grace. Moving through life with grace, despite whatever stressors are apparent, okay? And this is about creating balance between our minds and our hearts, okay? Between our reasoning and our feeling centers. Interesting. That was clarity on the Magician, because I wanted to know why is the Magician in reverse? It's because some things haven't ripened quite yet. When we went blueberry picking, this summer with my family. And, we were able, you taste test a few. And there are some you're like, oh, those are not ready to come off the vine. And so there's a big difference there, right? Of being gentle and graceful with the process, letting things unfold, ripen at their own time. They'll be much sweeter, right? If we wait. So there's something that you could be planting seeds for those of you in your career, because Ten of Pentacles is our material realm, what we're trying to build in our legacy mindset around money, security, finances, family, tradition. So these animals have a lot to do with being grounded, moving through life, recognizing the magic and pausing long enough to take it all in. I love these swans. I just want to show you one more time. I mean, look at that. She's swinging. It's like she's being supported too. This feels like a lot of help as well. I'm getting this download of, we have so much more support on our journeys than you realize, than all of us realize. I should say, not you, we. We forget to, especially when things don't go our way, it can trigger old wounds. It can trigger the past and negative beliefs. So we might be going into kind of like this fire, right? And we're burning off old residual thought patterns. And I do believe as a collective, that is what we're doing. It's interesting how it's coming through in a really different way than you would expect through the cards. So a lot of it is about balance. She's just on her tippy toes. She has 1 foot off the swing. So she's totally trusting the universe here. It's almost like I'm getting like this whole justice vibe too around, there's a greater plan, y'all. There's such a more of a divine design to life than we realize on the journey of our soul and our evolution. Wow. All right, let's keep going. What else, Spirit, for the week ahead? So whatever doors are closed right now, honor them, okay? Or doors that are closing. Ooh, okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Look at that young girl. She's feeling electrified. Look at that. That sheep is looking upon her. It's almost like he's watching over her. And sheep, they provide so many resources for us. It offers its wool to help us turn it into lasting resources. So it feels like some of us are really like seeing it through, as far as the long-term plan. And I believe that it's twofold. I believe it's about our 3D reality on this planet and what we came here to achieve in our lifetimes. What you came here to build, to create, your purpose, your divine mission, right? As you, as an individual. And then we have a collective mission around pulling and culling, right? All of the divinity from our eternal truth. We have sparks of the divine residing within us that is not just higher octaves of spirit. We're talking about the archangels, the masters. This is about your soul and your evolution. So this lifetime is important to the evolution of your soul, your oversoul, your higher self. We're just like one. I had a psychic tell me, and I thought it was a really good analogy around this. We are right now a branch. Your awareness is a branch, and your totality is a tree, rooted, ancient. Okay? Think of the most grand, like a redwood, right? A California redwood that's ancient, huge, hundreds and hundreds of feet tall. You'd have to take 30 people with their arms outstretched around it, maybe even more, to get around the girth of it. So that's what I'm talking about. So it's about you recognizing I'm on the tree some days, and other days I'm sitting on a branch, and other days you're the entire tree. So it's almost like this flow of temperance is about the utilization of the energies that we're met with, both cosmically and internally in our day-to-day. And it's like we're processing so much information, both within and without. And that's the balance here. I do believe this is about taking our resources and knowing that every step we take will be rewarded in time, okay? But it's about it's about the step-by-step process. So this week, I think a lot of people you might be really thinking about your long-term vision and how to apply that. And I do know with Pisces, we're really, this eclipse is about Pisces and Virgo. So Pisces is this aspect of the greater vision for your entire being on a spiritual level. And Virgo is like, let's bring it down and make a practical plan. And that comes down to your God-given gifts, your goddess-given talents, and your spiritual expansion, and also you in your abundance and what you came here to create. Oh, I didn't even do the oracle. I went straight to the tarot. But hey, everything happens for a reason. We just did it differently today. Actually, now, you know what? What's interesting is this is kind of how I've been doing it for the mid-monthly. Let's now go into, let's just, we're kind of adopting that flow today, which I've never done for the weekly message. But let's get an idea of a deeper message that the zebra is bringing us around anything that you feel like, well, that didn't work out, or that door's shut. I really thought that, that was going to work out. Whatever it was, there's something, or this, like, whatever you're working on, it's just taking a while to show up, whether it's a new career opportunity or more money that you want to make, or a new person, a new love interest, whatever it is that you're like, you want more of, it's taking its sweet ass time. But it's allowing you to go into this place of trust, keeping the faith, and opening up and moving through it with grace. And sometimes we have to repeat things, right? This swan energy is about creating balance between what we think and what we feel. And it's taking a lot of practice. But let's see I'm just going to do one for these both. The zebra, the magician, and the swan with the temperance. 2 major arcana that came out. Answers unfold. Keep your mind open and be willing to learn from this experience. Okay. Yeah. Our minds might be being like a little bit burst open by these light codes coming in. So Spirit is definitely saying, open up your mind. I want to get one more. What are the answers that are unfolding? What is this mind opening you want us to be doing this week? What are we trying to learn from this pause, right? Need to reevaluate, need to, just try to have grace through whatever stressors that are being triggered this week for the eclipse. These 2 came out. Fantasyland. Make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. All right. This is like, let's ground the energy, y'all. Maybe there was a train leaving the station and it was going to this really amazing place, but it's either not going there that you thought it was going to go, or it hasn't left the station and you're waiting. I feel like a lot of people are waiting for something to happen in their lives that they've been waiting for. Pathfinder. Trust your inner compass to illuminate your path through love and career. Revealing the direction your soul wishes to explore. That's what I mean. Yeah, it felt like a train that's like, maybe you're changing your route. Maybe this pause this week is allowing you to telescope into a different journey. You're like, maybe I don't want to go to Alaska. Maybe I want to go to Iceland. Well, I don't think a train will go depending on where you are in the world, but you know what I'm saying? Interesting. I like that. We're all being like given a nice dose of reality, it seems like, around anything that we're dealing with, which is good. It's very grounding. All right, let's see what this legacy mindset, the steadfast buffalo here, looking at the long-term plan. These 2 came out. Sculpture of self and rising flames. I was talking about fire. Shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. Ooh, a lot of us are changing our identities in certain aspects and coming into balance between light and shadow. Yes, that's what that is. It's the long-term plan for the collective on our ascension journey. So many people have been going into the flame of their shadow work and their wounding. And it's like we're at like the last stop in the train station this year around our evolution. And like, no more are we going to, bump up against this rose-colored glasses fantasy land. We want to be living with our feet on the ground, okay? Reorienting our compasses. Maybe we're fine-tuning our receivers here with the universe. Rising flames. Let your passion guide you to the fulfilling purpose meant for you. Ooh, there's a lot of purpose activation this week. Wow. I like this a lot. A lot. Wow. It almost feels like, too, a lot of us are migrating. I just got this download of a migration, whether you're migrating from one way of operating to another or one location in the world to another. There's a lot of movement, energetic movement, as we are honoring our shadow and light. And we are rising like phoenixes from the shadow self, from the egoic, restrictive, limited self. Limited. I just said limited. It's like my mouth doesn't keep up with the spiritual energy. That's why I sometimes garble words. Wow. Because I tend to talk faster when spirit's like, yeah, and then just pushes through me. So I apologize if I don't make sense sometimes. All right, now, what is this step-by-step action that we're taking this week? There's a lot of practicality when a lot of us just want to be up in the clouds. And that's okay. That's that Virgo pull. It's like we're taking these dreams and these visions down into our earthly realm. Ah, wow. Right track. That's what I mean. Some of us are getting new, we'll say, a new map. We're getting new maps, a lot of us this week. And we're given visions about the next chapter because a lot of us have shed so much. Like I said, we're down to our skivvies. It's like, how much more are we going to shed? So you are going in the right direction. So keep moving forward. Yeah, whatever you're building and you're working on, whatever resources that you're calling, it's like you have everything you need. Every effort that you make now will reward you step by step. Okay, I just saw 22. I'm telling you what, we've been going through these beautiful changes and shifts out of the illusion, right? Trusting the path, changing our direction, honoring our wounding and our egoic struggle as we look at the long-term vision as a collective. I feel like this is a big week as far as rising up, right, into our creative potential, weaving our magic, and maybe changing directions. Maybe aligning completely with the evolutionary process that we're supposed to be on. But maybe it's not what we had thought, right? There could be some twists and turns this week that could be surprising. I'm going to get just one clarifying message for all of these. One clarifying message. Let's clarify this, Spirit. What is the final message you want? We're going to pull 3. Knight of Cups. Do it with love. That whole, oh yeah, this has come up so often in this deck when I pull almost all of September. I think because we're headed straight for Libra season, which is all about that Venusian, let's just make it beautiful. Whatever we do, make it beautiful, right? Do it with love. That last quote. This one hit me the most. There will be people in this life who will cut you open just to see what you're made of. And they could be little cuts or they could be deep cuts. But we keep learning that. Show them, show everyone what you're made of. It's love. And that's what you're showing me here. Spirit, Knight of Cups, King of Cups. We are love. And I think that you're, and some of us have to break free from the chains of who we once were, what we settled for, what we sacrificed ourselves to be in. No longer are we going to be holding ourselves back, all right, from our full potential, okay? There is so much love coming in. This is about our emotional intelligence, just like what I said before, the truth seekers. Let your life be a testament of you being guided by the truth of who you are, which is love, okay? That's it. That's all we got to remember. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that message. I went deeper today. I think it needed to be deeper because there's going to be some twists and turns this week. And I think it's the next 2 weeks really through this eclipse season and with this full moon. It's I believe another supermoon. There's just a lot. I remember we're tripling down, y'all. on shedding the old. It's like, oh, you know, when you go through one pass and you're cleaning up your house, first you're decluttering, then you go through another pass and you're doing like maybe some light cleaning. And then you go through one more pass and it's like the deep, deep clean. Like, let's move the furniture, let's vacuum, let's get all the cobwebs out, like, let's clean the ceiling fans. I mean, maybe some people do that every week, but there's just like we're tripling down on our work of what we're trying to shed so we can be love. Remember to operate from love. And that takes practice. Okay, where are we headed next? Mark Nepo. I got so deep into that, I forgot where we're headed. I had to look at my little guide over here. Ooh, and I did not grab the self-care cards. So we're going to pull a oracle message instead, because I'm not going to get up and move around. Okay, here we go. This is the message from the Book of Awakening on September 16th. Where we've been. And again, I never read these ahead of time. It's always pretty pertinent to the messages that you've already heard so far during this reading. Oh wow, this is gonna be deep, y'all. I can already tell. I have been born again and again, and each time I have found something to love. I have been born again and again. And each time I have found something to love. Gordon Parks. Our ability to find something to love and to love again for the first time depends greatly on how we resolve and integrate where we've been before. Wow, this is a big week, y'all. Heart activation week. A great model for us exists in the chambered nautilus, an exquisite shell creature that lives along the ocean floor. The nautilus is a deep-sea form of life that inches like a soft man in a hard shell, finding his prayers along the bottom. Wow, I have never thought of it that way. Wow. My hair is all crazy, y'all, today. I went to bed with it wet. I really enjoy that analogy. Over time, it builds a spiral shell, but always lives in the newest chamber. The other chambers, they say, contain a gas or liquid that helps the nautilus control its buoyancy. Even here, a mute lesson and how to use the past. Live in the most recent chamber and use the others to stay afloat. Wow. I'm going to have to sit with this reading for a little while, y'all. Can we, in this way, build strong chambers for our traumas, not living there, but breaking our past down till it is fluid enough to lose most of its weight? Can we internalize where we've been enough to know that we are no longer living there? When we can, life will seem lighter. It is not by accident that the nautilus turns its slow digestion of the bottom into a body that can float. It tells us that only time can put the past in perspective, and only when the past is behind us and not before us can we be open enough and empty enough to truly feel what is about to happen. Only by living in the freshest chamber of the heart can we love again and again for the first time. Center yourself and close your eyes and imagine the passages that have brought you to who you are this week. Inhale evenly and see which passage holds the most feeling. Breathe steadily and ask yourself, is the past living in me, or am I living in this passage of the past? Wow. Do nothing today, or do nothing this week. Simply be with what your heart answers. Tomorrow, share the feeling with a friend. Wow. That was really deep. Where we've been. Well, I feel like I don't really have words after that. Let's move into the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn and get a final message. I hope y'all are enjoying Remarkably Bright Creatures. Speaking of the nautilus and creatures of the sea, it's about an octopus. I'm going to write about it in my blog soon. Sorry, I have not posted about it yet. My goodness. I love Mark for that. He always seems to bring it home, right? Shed those layers, y'all. We don't need those old versions, those outdated versions of ourselves, those remnants of our pain, of our wounding. I know that we want to safeguard our energy. I know that we have a tendency to withdraw and retreat. But really, we are source. We are love. When we trust ourselves, there's nothing to really protect ourselves from. I feel like that there's blocks that are being removed this week around our internal duality. Leadership came out with purification. We have the stag. Wow. Stag spirit and pine spirit. There's a gentleness. I know that this one has a lot to do with, whenever it snows. And I love that feeling of everything made whole and clean and purified. Whenever it snows here in New England, it's so peaceful. I actually hope it snows quite a bit this winter. I don't know why, but I'm welcoming the peace, the calm. What if we could embody that all the time? What if we could tap into that all the time? That whole leadership, we didn't have a lot of cards it was like a soft leadership, leading with love in everything that we invest in our lives this week with that 10 of Pentacles. And whatever manifestations have not come to pass, they didn't for a reason. If so, we could come back into balance between our minds and our hearts. It's like we're changing our compass. The direction is pointed due north, which is spirit, that receiver, that universal wisdom. It's really being in the seat of the soul is where we're actually remembering. We're always remembering again and again and again throughout our lifetimes. It's all about remembering who we are. Okay, let's go into the first one. I'm going to read just the guidance at the end, because I feel like that's going to be the most, well, I'm looking at the page, not the actual number. And 39 is number 11, right? No, 9, 10, no, 12. That's 13, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 12 down, 12 down to 3. So we have a lot of self-mastery. Moving into 3, that's 3-3. That's a master number. So there's a lot of mastery. 333 is the card of the Ascended Masters, the vibrational octave of the Ascended Masters. So we are trying to, again and again, right, remember who we are and to achieve self-mastery around triumphing over our lesser forms, our shadow sides. It's a deep calling to be called here to this planet at this time in our evolutionary process. And a lot of people who are guided to this channel, you are awakening, and it's beautiful. And I'm here with you, beside you, holding hands, all of us, through this portal of change, where we are stepping into our leadership abilities and being purified from the past. The spirit of the stag says, you inspire others to greater heights. Step into leadership in your life. You are a beacon for others. Shine in your own life. Be gentle with yourself and others. However, do not play small. Take action. This is your time. Step up. Oh, wow. Light workers are being tapped. It's like, turn the light up. Are you tuned in? Turn it up all the way. Like, turn the volume up. And this is about, I really feel like this is our spiritual, lanterns, lighting them up. That's what we've been working on, removing all of the dust, right, from the glass of that lighthouses that we are. We've been cleaning them, right, through purification. Number 30. What a beautiful message. I feel like it's going to be a deeply spiritual week for a lot of us. Let go of the old. Discarded. This is Spirit of the Pine says, let go of the old, discarded and unused. Purify and cleanse and clutter clear your home, your body, and your life. Release whatever doesn't serve or support you. Take time for a total purification. You'll feel brighter and also be a clearer channel for the light. Exactly. I'm glad that those came up. That's your self-care this week. Step into your light. It's time to take the lead, all right, as a light worker, and declutter. Purify your spirit, purify your thoughts, purify your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are whole and complete, and you are love. Spirit loves you. I love you. I hope you all have a great week. I hope this motivates you to stay in the light, okay? Try not to dwell in anything that is outside of your control, anything that's going to take you up into your mind, okay? Anything that has not manifested in your life that has disappointed you in recent weeks, days, months, let go. Let go and trust, all right? Trust. That compass is pointed to love, All right? And I feel like as long as we stay in alignment with that, everything else will follow. Take care. And make sure, as you go about your week, be a blessing to somebody, okay?